Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming to another video. All right, so I just felt like doing another Apes Rant. Sitting in this crib of mine, new carpet, enjoying myself, listening to what everyone has to say online as usual, doing the YouTube thing with AMC. Same old same, man. You just look up and you understand that the FUD comes in waves. The FUD comes in absolute waves. You gotta stay on guard and just remember that at the end of the day, no matter what your mind is doing, if you don't hit the sell button, you're still in the play. The redundantly speaking, but I think it's most important that that's necessarily said this way, because that's what they're trying to do. Try, obviously, with all of the FUD, all of the set you up to let you down psychological warfare that's going on. It's all meant to get you to choose to get out of the play, because the choice is always going to be yours. With anything that you invest in, at the end of the day, no one's forcing you out of your investment. No one's going to take your property from you. They got to make you feel like it's your idea. They'll give you even other options. It's just like a situation with a baby. A baby suddenly gets a hold of something sharp. You're not going to reach for that sharp object. You know what I mean? Snatch it out of the baby's hands. No, you're going to use some misdirection. You're going to give that baby something else to attract it. The baby then reaches for that. And when the baby gets that, you kindly and calmly remove whatever's from the baby's hands. That way the baby's not trying to keep it from you and waving and cutting you or cutting it themselves. Obviously the situation gets handled that way. No harm, no foul. Well, essentially that's what they're trying to do with us psychologically. They want to do everything they can to make us feel like it's our decision to either let it go, or that we'll be so distracted and so enamored with some other option that we won't see that they're taking it from us while we're dealing with that other option. They will do it all. They will take their time, play the long game, gain your trust, but still at the same time plant seeds, telling you of concerns that otherwise you already know are there, concerns that you forego as soon as you walk into the play in some cases, but over time they could continue to remind you of the doubt that's there, and help you develop fears that otherwise weren't even there. Fears that ultimately convince you to choose to leave the positions. Watching them work this type of thing so many different times. And it's funny because this is now March. I remember last March, listening to some of the people that I listen to online and reading some of the stuff that's out there on Reddit. It was said that they were going to be using everything they could, hiring psychologists and psychological professionals to help them come up with some type of blueprint on how to basically do this, convince us to let go of these shares. And a year later, I've seen them work that plan, use so many different psychological tactics, give us so many different distraction objects, different things from clove to silver. Tell us all kinds of different stuff like, oh, it's no hope. You can't possibly be certain that you'll be able to execute your sell. Look out, they're pumping weed stocks this time. Oh, we're gonna be big this time. We're pumping. It's always something they're pumping. It's always something else that they want us to pay attention to other than AMC and GME. It's always something else. Pin us against one another. Use political party stuff, propaganda to try to pin people against one another. Use social issues to pin people against one another. So many different forms of FUD. All you gotta do is go on Wall Street bets on either one of the forums, either on Reddit or Facebook, you'll see exactly what I'm referring to. So many people who care so much about what it is we're doing that they will not only insult us, but try to appeal to our sensibility in regards to letting go of our positions. Not once reminding us that this is an opportunity of a lifetime, that this could potentially do something that no other stock has ever done. They will never imply that. They only concern you with the concerns, some that aren't even real. Psychological warfare, devilish tactics used by devilish individuals who intend to continue to siphon the working public out of its wages for an indefinite amount of time. This is something that no one seems to be able to hold them accountable for, and the only people who are willing to are little old poor old apes, who apparently are the laughing stock of the world, according to these individuals you listen to, who are trying to get you to be sensible and trying to get you to understand how afraid you should be, how terrified you should be, even how hopeless you should feel in the face of sheer corruption. They'll go as far as to say there's nothing you can do about the corruption. They're going to crash the market. You need to hurry up and salvage your money before they do so. Admitting that those they represent are in fact corrupt and are in fact doing things such as this, but as to say that we can't do nothing about it, so we should just cower in fear and walk away. Same thing they told my ancestors when they're dealing with slavery, the same thing they told women when they were asking, or demanding rather, that they could have opportunities to vote. Same thing they tell all types of different people when it's important that they hold them back and keep them from gaining power. That's why this is so incredible to me, because I'm seeing it on a larger scale. The same tactics that they've used against my people here in America are the same tactics they're using against the apes. Different versions of I know you are, but what am I? And don't believe your lying eyes, and all different types of smear campaigns to keep your reputation low, keep those who would otherwise listen to you from seeing you as credible. These are things that they've been doing to us. So now it's like I can see all the tactics. They're doing it to the apes. A lot of people don't necessarily see the tactics because they haven't had them applied against them. But as a person who has watched his own people go through this for as long as I've been alive, and aware of the history of the tactics used well before I was born, I can see the same formulas being used. I'd have to assume it's the same mentality, the same people probably in some cases. I'm sure it's not limited to just ridiculousness in our country, but I'm pretty sure it's a collaborative effort between crooks over here and crooks over there who are ultimately coming together to collaborate on doing this horrible thing in the stock market. And you can just clearly see that they're due for what is otherwise coming their way, which is why we're immune to their tactics that have worked for eons, different psychological things that they've been able to use against people who are otherwise separated. They can divide and conquer because people weren't communicating with one another. That kind of stuff doesn't work in the internet age, baby. It doesn't work. Now people are communicating. People are becoming a hive mind as it pertains to this ape situation. And we are aware of the FUD, as you can see by the last 9 minutes of this video. And we're not leaving the play. There's nothing anyone can do or say that will make us forget what it is that we already know. That there are individuals on the other side of the situation who are trying to force poverty onto the world by siphoning money from literally everywhere. And there's nothing about what they can say or do, or the prospect of making money or losing it, that'll make me forget that truth. Nothing. And I will use my voice for as long as I'm alive to remind others of why I'm in this play, just in case they are in this play too and are losing their sight in regards to what it is that we're actually doing here. And it is not just one single hedge fund. They'll throw one name in your face. Oh, Citadel. It ain't just Citadel. It ain't just one guy. Do not let them pin it all on one dude. They'll mess around and pin the whole thing on Ken Griffin, give him a fate that isn't so pretty, and go off into the sunset and continue these nefarious actions or continue benefiting off of the money they've siphoned. This is something we should not allow. Beware of that, because that is a tactic that they're ultimately going to use to try to get everybody else out of trouble. Just pin it on one guy. He's the guy. They're the guy. No. We know it's thousands of hedge funds who are doing this, and each and every one of them need to adhere to the rules that are about to be in place because of what it is that we've done here as Apes. We can't change their hearts, and we certainly can't stop them from making money, but we can assure that they never have an opportunity to go about it this way again. That's for damn sure. So all the FUD and stuff, man, I'm telling you, it holds no weight here. Only thing that can get me to sell shares is either they hit my price target, or I actually just simply need the cash that's in there, for which I'll do it on my own, with myself in mind. Just like I'm holding the shares just the same as it pertains to my own personal gain, what my choices are, and what I hope to see out of it. I do that not roping anyone else into my business as it pertains to this. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling y'all that this is what, is destined to take place as it pertains to a certain time limit. There's no dates on this. This could happen tomorrow. This can happen 17 years from now or longer. What I'm telling you is they have to buy those shares back. They can do everything they can turn off all the lights. They can shut down the stock market for an indefinite amount of time. And when they turn the lights back on, them shares are still going to be in our pockets. Whenever you guys want to get back to trading again, you just remember you have us to handle. That's how that's going to be. Because I already know that's possible. Like, oh, we're going to stop trading. Oh, we're halting. Oh, we're suspending AMC. We're delisting it. All of that. You can turn off all the lights. But when you turn them back on, and you will have to turn them back on that day, you'll see our faces with our hands out, talking about where's our money. Just the same. And if it ain't us, it'll be our grandkids, it'll be our great-grandkids, or their great-great-grandkids. The point is that stuff will stay in our family for generations. We will raise our children to respect what it is that we've done, and to know why it is. It's important that they keep it going, if that's how long it takes. So there's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, you can do. I put this message out personally because as an ape who's been in this for about a year now, who's gone through hell, and I would look around and I see people, some of them, I remember their stories, some of them didn't even make it this far. People didn't even live to see this far. But they held their shares and they believe just as much as I do right now. We're not quitting. We're not leaving. We like the stock. We demand a fair market. We understand that crooks are running the game. A game that they've cheated everybody else out of playing properly. And it's our job, our responsibility. It's our generation's responsibility to assure that we put an end to this so that they can't continue to do this for generations to come. So they can run this stock down to as far as they want to go. They can run it up and run it back down and move it all the way around. They can spin it in different directions. They can turn the numbers into letters for all I want, for all I care. I don't. Because at the end of the day, the shares stay in my possession until it does what it's supposed to do. Now, not only as it pertains to paying us out, but as it pertains to cleaning up the environment from which we invest. See, some people don't mind picking up money and digging through garbage to do so. As long as they can get their money, they don't care what they have to dig through. But what I'm saying is we need to clean up that trash can that is our stock market. No one should have to dig through trash to get to the money. And what I mean by trash is nefarious activities by market makers, dark pool activities, naked shorting, and things of that nature that ultimately affect the price and force you into short-term or even long-term losses. That's trash. We shouldn't have to siphon through that to make profit. So while some people are okay with being in a stock market that's corrupt, I feel like we're the somebodies that are supposed to clean it up. Not waiting for nobody, no entity of any kind. This is our way to do so. I think it's the right call, man. It comes with great sacrifice, though. Do not get that misconstrued. This comes with great sacrifice. There are much greater opportunities at a lower risk and sooner money. We know that. But if you're an ape, you're in this for more than just an opportunity at big time profit. As I've just described, we're here to clean things up, baby. My name is BDF44 and I'm an AMC ape. I respect everybody who's not in this play looking at us a certain way, because you don't know what's coming and you don't know what we know. But just understand that when this happens, it will be no surprise to someone like myself. I left nothing out there. I gave myself every opportunity to be a part of this, and I'm proud of that. My name is BDF44 once again. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.